Welcome to Ribbiting Conversations, the podcast where an artist and an engineer talk about books, movies, TV shows, life, our complaints, our hopes and aspirations, our scientific accomplishments.
Probably
Our
our family.
Yeah, we do that a lot too. What else? I think whatever we
Whatever
want is probably a
happens,
better
whatever
a
we
better
want to talk
description.
about. Um,
So yeah, welcome to
Riveting conversations
You met us on the lily pad.
on the lily pad.
Tia Dalmacor.
I'm Goldie.
And I'm Max. And we're siblings, by the way.
And we're siblings.
hmm So what's going on in the life of Goldie?
um, we're talking about Teodolma Court because because last night I accidentally wanted to say that our brother shit his pants, and I said he shit in pants, and Max did the best Teodolma impression.
He shit in pants.
He shit in pants, and we've been saying it
Because
since then. It's too funny.
yeah, because we literally just finished rewatching the
Pirates.
the Pirates trilogy, not the fourth and fifth movies. I thought about watching them just to like be able to compare them to the trilogy, to the first two
Yep.
movies, and then the rest of the family was like,
Well, no, because when we started, Max literally said, "Let's only watch the first three."
"I know," but
And
I
then he
went
was
back.
the one saying, "We should maybe watch the fourth for comparison."
hmm I guess my first argument made such a good impression on the rest of the family that they said, "We'll listen to Max of the past."
Our little brother also is trying to get us to let him be on the pod, and then we say no, and then he gets mad, and then we say, "Okay, so how can we figure it out?" He goes, "I don't want to be on that shit."
That was literally earlier today too.
Yeah,
Um,
it's been a while. We haven't seen you guys since last week, at least. I don't know if it's actually been a whole week or more since we
I
filmed. It
think it's
feels like
exactly
more.
1 week.
It feels like way more. It's been a process getting Max to film. It's
Process.
been a process.
But we're here
Um,
now,
we're
and,
here
and we just watched
now.
Pirates.
We did.
Well, we watched the first three Pirates movies.
Three.
The Curse of the Black Pearl, Dead Man's Chest, and At World's End.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Perfect trilogy.
Perfect.
Perfect.
We loved
Um,
it.
I kind of actually really want to watch the fourth movie now just to like
I saw a meme
compare.
of people saying something about Orlando Bloom, that Will Turner's so against pirates. He's so like anti that shit. He does one adventure with um Jack Sparrow. He comes back in full pirate getup. And he was. And I had the picture for reference in this, but he really was, and it was very funny
Well, he literally
to
ends the
me.
trilogy as like the pirate Grim Reaper. Like he is Davy Jones now.
Yeah, which is sad.
Well,
It makes me sad.
why?
I don't know. It's like they got married just to see each other every 10 years. She should stay on the boat, Heike.
Yeah, that's the part
Should,
that
like,
doesn't
can she
make
not
sense to
just
me.
stay on the
Yeah.
boat?
Either stay or just visit. Like there's no reason to have to limit it to interacting once every 10 years.
I agree with that.
Um
Doesn't make any sense.
like if the curse of Calypso stays and Davy Will just inherits Davy Jones' curse of number one, immortality, number two, needing to
Immortality.
ferry the souls to the locker,
Yeah.
and number three, only being able to step on land once every 10 years. Okay, there's nothing in the rules that like
She can't be on the boat.
right, which Davy Jones literally like how many times does he interact with Jack Sparrow during the movies?
That's so true. So I don't get that
They
part.
even they even made the solution being do you remember when they do the parlay scene on the
Yeah, he's in a bucket.
he's in a bucket of
It's
water.
great.
Yeah.
I love that part. I also really like the actor who does the who what's his name? The bad guy, the wig.
Oh, the main one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh my god, if you had asked me like literally 2 days ago, I would have been able to tell you like that. Um, Cutler Beckett.
I like him a lot as an actor. I like that him and Keira Knightley they did Pride and Prejudice together. He's her cousin who tries to marry her, and his famous line is, "What excellent boiled potatoes," because he doesn't know what to say.
That's funny actually. I didn't
It's
know that.
very good. No, it's like the line, his line, and he tries to marry her. He ends up marrying the sister, though, um, Mr. Collins,
Mm-hmm.
and I like him a lot. Um, what was I gonna say other than that? I think it was very progressive for Keira Knightley becoming the Pirate King for no reason other than Jack Sparrow needed it to go his way, which is great. And she's
Mm-hmm.
only in charge of that ship anyways because that guy, what this is the Singaporean pirates think that she's Calypso,
Mm-hmm.
which is interesting. That is a good. I like that. But you didn't like that Teodolmo was Calypso.
I didn't. But it's also funny now that we're saying it out loud, that they literally released Calypso. Like everyone, all the other pirates saw that they released Calypso.
Yeah,
Uh, Elizabeth Swann is still there. None of the Singaporean pirates are like,
they're almost all of them are dead by that point.
no, but she still has her crew and her
Right. So
ship.
then why is she not a pirate captain still afterwards?
She probably just gives it up. But what I'm saying is, like, if
What
they
are you
only
saying?
were with her because they believed that she was Calypso, they literally saw the actual Calypso getting released and she's still there. Like,
There's nothing to do now at that point.
yeah,
That's it.
obviously she's not Calypso.
They got scammed. That's it.
According to the pirate code.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, good movie. I really like it. But I think one of the biggest differences between the trilogy and then the movies that came afterwards, from what I remember of movie 4 and 5, which it's been many years since I've seen them, Jack Sparrow's not dumb in the trilogy. He's goofy, yeah, he gets very lucky and things go his way when they really shouldn't,
Mm-hmm.
but he's not dumb. He's still smart. He's still
Mm-hmm.
scheming and doing things like how he um makes Elizabeth the Pirate King. Like he's the only one who's willing to vote for someone who's not himself.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Because he wants what she wants.
yeah. So it's like, well, because he's
He
actually
happens to want what she's saying to
well
fight
he
back.
he wants her to fight back because he has
Right.
the deal with Cutler Beckett to ambush all the pirates.
Right.
Like Jack is constantly scheming, double timing, and he doesn't do that in the other two movies. And I think that's
Yeah.
a big thing that makes Pirates much better in the first three movies. It's how much scheming and two timing and double agent stuff is happening in the background.
We also really like the CGI. We were talking about that for like watching clips back and everything because the CGI is really good in those movies. And then
Hmm.
like just in everything else it looks kind of like shit now.
Yeah. The
But
CGI of Davy Jones, like the
yeah.
tentacle face, it's better than almost anything that's out today.
Yeah, all of that crew, I think.
Hmm.
What's the name of the other guy who tried to marry Elizabeth?
James Norrington.
I really liked him. I like that he was in all three movies. I like that he dies for her. It's sad.
Yeah, but it's a full story.
But I really liked his character and I really liked the arc and everything. I really liked him.
I
And
feel
I
like
think
he's
that's
the only
also the
like
difference,
important
though.
character to die other than Beckett and Davy Jones.
Right. I think that all the characters had really good arcs and story and like very clear what they're doing there and things like that in all of
Hmm.
the first three movies. Just the first three movies. I thought
Yeah,
it was very
and
nice. I
it's a
liked it a
complete
lot.
story. Like you
Yeah, we
have,
don't need a fourth. We're good.
yeah, it's done,
We're good.
and that's why the
Which
fourth, like almost none of the characters from the trilogy are in the fourth and fifth
the
movies.
actor who plays their son, Bretton
Hmm.
Thornton is his name.
Hmm.
He did the Giver movie. When that came out, I was very into The Giver. I was just reading it with school. And I liked him a lot. I thought he was good in that movie, and it was like, oh, he's getting ready to be like one of the like little heartthrobs. And then that movie came out, and I thought he didn't look good, probably because of his mustache, because I think he tried to grow his own. Emphasis on tried. Um, but he plays their son, which makes sense with the way that he looks. He looks like he could be their son.
Hmm.
That's all I remember about that movie.
Do you think they should try to make a Pirate Six?
It depends. If you have a story, you have a story. If you don't, you don't. The setup, like the fight scenes are very good. Like the wheelbarrow rolling one on the island. That's in the second movie.
Yeah, it's in Dead Man's
Very
Chest.
good.
Yeah,
Very good. It surprised me how long it went on for too.
yeah, they're
But I
pretty
think
long
you know
movies.
what, and that's something else I'm gonna say. watching these older movies in quotations because they're 20 something, 25 years old, almost, not
Like
even
20.
20 years old.
Yeah.
The difference in how long scenes are even lasting and how they're playing out is so different from how movies are now. I think everything is just so quick and so like in your face, bang bang boom, Coco Melon core.
What movies are you comparing it to that are made like now?
I don't know if we're talking about like fight sequences, for instance, right? Like what are recent ones? We've been watching The Boys. We've been watching like even the Infinity movies, Infinity War,
Oh,
Endgame.
Avengers.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Like I don't know, just like in general those. They're very fast, they're very dark.
I think that's the part that gets me the
The
most.
dark,
Yeah,
it's dark.
because even watching like the older Pirates movies, and when we were going in the past, right? Like I rewatched one of the Alien movies recently, either Alien or Aliens, and like it's dark and it's a horror movie, but it's still lighter than a lot of movies that are coming out now.
The lighting for movies is just so different. Like I haven't seen The Devil Wears Prada 2 yet, but I saw the trailer and the comparison with the old one. The lighting is just different. The way that movies are being set up now, the cinematography is very plain, and it's not even the cinematographer's fault. I think it's coming from the studios personally. Um, everything is perfectly centered, perfectly lit, and perfectly like very white and beige and like studio lighting, I guess. So there's no more yellow, there's no more sepia tone. The color's gone
Mm-hmm.
virtually. It's very plain looking, but everything is perfectly centered. There's no more storytelling of like, someone in the foreground, someone in the background. Where's the focus in the camera landing? You know what I mean by that?
Okay. Yeah.
Because
From.
there's a very famous shot at the end of Devil Wears Prada that it's like Meryl Streep is in the front and Anne Hathaway is behind, but the focus is on Anne Hathaway. So Meryl Streep is completely blurred, but
Mm-hmm.
in the front.
Mm-hmm.
These are storytelling techniques. That's why there's like an art to cinematography, but they're taking it away
Mm-hmm.
basically to make it the most plain bam bam boom. These are the steps.
Because I think it's that they're going for like ultra realism.
I don't. Everything looks like a Lifetime movie. Everything looks like Hallmark, and I think that it's mostly because people are so used to scrolling and doing all this stuff. It's one of those other mandates of trying to make content that you can watch and pay attention to and not lose anything if you're doing something else. Because that's what Netflix was pushing with
Yeah, but
the
then
pit and
wouldn't you want more
everything.
colorful stuff?
I don't know. I don't know why. I think it actually is so that it's less distracting. So that you can literally be looking out of the like your peripherals and be like keeping up and not have to watch like the focus or the angles or like who you know what I mean?
Mm.
It's everything's perfectly centered so that anytime you look up, it's perfectly right there for you in your face. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean. I understand your argument. I'm not sure if that's the case. Like, I don't agree with you. Um,
Boo. Thumbs
like,
down.
because I remember. Do you remember like Game of
Yeah.
Thrones
No.
episode 2 of the last season when they're fighting the White Walkers? The start of that invasion. It's nighttime. It's completely dark. You don't see shit. Like no one. You can't see a thing on the screen. It's basically pitch black. And I remember seeing something, and it was like they were going for the more realistic, like what would a character actually see if they were
Were they
watching it.
going
Because
for that?
this is just what they said, but they're that like it's nighttime. There's not a lot of light, so it's dark. And I keep seeing that with more and more movies and TV shows where, especially at night, there's instead it's not even just because in the old movies what they do is they'd still
It
film it
looks like night.
they'd still film it in full light, but they'd add a filter like to make it blue or to make it darker,
Yeah.
but they'd still be filming it in full light. But then when you're watching it, like yeah, you can tell it's night because like it's a blue tint or it's darker.
Yeah, it's
It's a little
darker.
bit darker,
We need to get back to that.
but like you can still see everything as if
Why
it was
make
like a
something
full
that you
moonlight.
can't see?
That's what I hate the most because
This is a
now
visual medium.
yes, but now whenever something is being filmed, for nighttime, I think they're probably filming at night
Yeah. But they did
and
that before too.
yeah,
They
but
always
they would
filmed
still
at
have
night.
lighting,
Yeah,
and now they're
but they
taking away
always
the
filmed at
lighting.
night.
Yeah, but now they're taking away the
I
lighting,
understand. I'm saying they always filmed at night.
so now it's
That's not
night because you
new.
can't see shit.
It's I don't like it. Plus, oh my god, we were watching was it Daredevil that we were watching The new one, Born Again, that they keep putting like the flashes of light in the camera and it like
Yeah.
blinds us. Is it Daredevil or was that
It
in The
wasn't. It
Boys?
wasn't Daredevil, and it wasn't The Boys. It
No, we
was.
didn't watch anything else
No, we did.
because it wasn't Pirates.
We did. We watched a few episodes of Casa de Papel.
It wasn't that.
We
It
watched. It
wasn't
was
that.
something else, but yeah,
No, they keep shining flashlights into the camera. Like they did it 3 times in a row too, and we every time we all go, "Oh,
yeah. It hurts.
oh,
It blinds
it's
us.
terrible." Or like when they just like fade, it's dark scene and then it's just bright white right
Hmm.
after. Don't
It's
do
okay
that.
to do it once, like for
Please
for
don't.
effect. It's like a surprise scene. Like, oh, it's a character that we haven't seen in a while. That's very important, and they just showed up in the plot again. Like, if you're
No, if
doing it
it's
to
too
draw
bright,
attention to
I
something,
can't.
yeah,
No,
if you're
it
doing it to draw
hurts.
attention to something, it's okay. But like, don't keep doing it, and don't do it when it's not necessary.
It was a lot, whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
But on that note, we did watch The Boys season finale
Mm-hmm.
just now. I felt it was underwhelming. Sorry,
Underwhelming.
underwhelming.
Why do you say that?
I think that um, the Deep and Starlight's fight didn't make any sense. She didn't know that the ocean was against him. She drops him off on the beach where there's no lights or electricity for her own powers to work. She's putting herself at that disadvantage. Their fight scene was fine, but then even his death, it just felt very like taken care of. Not like, oh my god, it's the season finale. The Deep is dead. Starlight and the Deep finally get to have their moment of like,
Mm-hmm.
hashing it out, whatever. She gets to beat him, whatever. Even the fight with Homelander in the end, it's not that his death doesn't, it just doesn't feel impactful. Even Frenchie's death, like they did the little funeral, but it didn't actually feel very impactful. Um,
I think
that's
that
what
at
I think.
least for Homelander's death specifically, like them defeating Homelander,
Yeah.
that one was appropriately underwhelming. Like Homelander's played up as this big bad. He's this malignant narcissist, all that stuff. The only way to beat him, because he's immortal at the end of the show. The only way to beat him is to take away the powers.
Yeah.
And no matter what you do, it's going to be underwhelming. Otherwise, you're going to end up with like a Marvel,
N-
finale, blue beam of light.
Not that his actual death scene was underwhelming. The impact afterward was underwhelming. It was like check off the to-do list, it felt like. That's what I'm saying. The
Mm,
death scene itself I think was fine. Interesting that Ryan also loses his powers and so does Butcher. I don't know if I felt that that was appropriate.
I think Butcher and Homelander were always like intertwined.
Yeah.
So when one dies, I think it was always like destiny for the other to die with him.
Yes, but I don't know why Ryan had to lose his powers. I don't know why adopts him.
Yeah, that part comes kind of out of nowhere. I do wish that we would have had a little bit more of an epilogue, not necessarily with the characters themselves,
The world.
but the world, seeing how they
Yeah.
respond to Homelander be, pretending he's well, not pretending, thinking
Yeah,
he's
but also
God,
dying.
and then
It's a big
dying
deal.
and
Everything
putting the entire
changes.
world at risk,
Yeah.
exposing Vought and all the superheroes for how horrible they are. We don't really see much other than Ashley going to jail.
And you know what? A few things. A few things. Um, how come Starlight got pregnant? The whole thing was that the Soups could not get pregnant. They couldn't keep reproducing. So how is she pregnant? That's one. Two. Watching old clips from the first seasons, the characters are very different, which is like that makes sense for growth purposes, but also, and I like the show a lot. I really do. But I like the way the show started much better than how I guess it's ending in a way.
Hmm.
Just because like even Homelander, I don't know, there's something that was just so much more like scary and off-putting about him and I don't know, you know what I mean? Like things like that. Um
Well, I'll tell you when we first
tell
started
me.
watching it. So obviously, it ended up being like a Homelander is the big bad, and once we kill Homelander, that's the end.
Right.
And I know that there's comics and everything that they were mostly following along, at least somewhat in the beginning,
Yeah.
before going completely separate story. But when we first started, I mean, I hadn't read any of the comics. I didn't know
No.
anything about the story. So I thought, because remember, it started with them killing the Invisible One,
Yeah,
um,
transparent.
transparent, translucent,
Translucent.
and I thought that it was going to be this story of this ragtag group killing
Soups.
soups in general, like as many as they could,
Yeah.
but especially the ones from the seven.
Yeah.
Um, but that it was going to be picking it off one by one, and that there weren't going to be that many soups, not like hundreds and hundreds of them.
The amount of soups was very
It was
surprising,
too many,
actually. It was so many. There was always a bajillion of them and like low key ones.
right? But for me, I thought that it was going to be like, oh, there's like 30 of them total, and they're going to be killing them one by one until there's no soups left, and taking down the company bought. But it ended up becoming 99% of soups don't matter. It's just Homelander in the end. We still have soups. We still have um the V formula. Like they can still make more soups. Uh,
Well, they don't have any V1.
they don't have any V1, but they weren't using that anyways. They were using the
No,
new
V, yeah.
formula because it was more stable.
Yeah.
It just wasn't making them immortal. But it ended up being a very different concept from what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. I guess so.
And I think I would have. I mean, obviously,
It's a different show,
I'm not the
though.
writer. Yeah,
Of course.
so
And
I don't.
also, at the end of the day, a lot of these things have less to do with even what the writers and stuff want, and sometimes what the studios also want. So there's just a lot of people who are trying to like, you know, come to one decision together,
Mhm.
kind of. That's all.
Oh, okay. I don't think you can or should write by committee. You know what I mean?
You gotta.
I think that sometimes for that narrative consistency, you have to just have a small team of writers
I
that
agree.
writes their
It's just not the
thing.
way that things are going.
I know, but that's also the reason why I feel like there's fewer passion projects now.
There are.
Fewer passion projects, fewer in these films. It's one of the reasons, right? Because now everything has to be focus tested. Everything has to be written by committee. A million veto points because they
They
don't want
want
to
to
offend
please the
anybody.
most people as possible.
Right.
Exactly. And it's instead of finding the actual group that would love this.
Right.
Something that I, on this same note, that I've been seeing is a lot of heated rivalry. You didn't watch the show even or read the book. I read the book. I watched the show. I went to book club. Um,
Not our book club. She went
no,
to a
I went
Barnes and
to a
Noble
Barnes and
book club.
Noble hosting a book club. Um, and that show is incredible because the director writer Jacob, I forgot his last name. I'm so sorry. He took this to other people, to a bunch of studios, and they all said, I love this idea, toned down, like way less sex, way less this. And he said, that's not the show I want to write because he loved the book. So he
Hmm.
took it to a small studio in Canada where they made it. It was incredible, low budget, but like $30 million. But that's very low budget for
Yeah,
what
low
things are
budget for today's
now.
studio.
Right. But incredible show. The cinematography is great. The costuming is amazing. The quality of the show is incredible. Like, there's not one aspect that I'm like, this could have been a little better. I think the entirety of like, everything was incredible. And he even says that, like, the reason is, and then HBO picked it up after like 2 weeks that it was on air. But, but this guy Jacob loved the book and wanted to make this show.
Hmm.
And now there's another show
He had
called
his
like
vision and he stuck to it.
right, and he well didn't compromise on it and went to a smaller studio. But now it's this big thing, and it was a really great show. Like I watched it twice already
Hmm.
because I showed it to our mom, and she also really liked it. But then there's a new show now called Off Campus. I haven't watched it. I don't know what it's about. I haven't read the book. But what I see a lot of discourse on online, because this is the type of stuff that I look at online, is that people were saying Heated Rivalry did so well because this guy Jacob read the book and loved the book and wanted to make this
Hmm.
and took it to a small studio. And now that it's doing well, people saw Off Campus a similar type of rom com off of a book and just wanted to make it because Heated Rivalry did well,
Mm,
not because they loved this story and needed to make this story. I
sure.
don't know anything about this show. I'm just saying this is what I see online of like the difference of trying to make something because they see that it's popular and doing well, or trying to make something because you really love the material.
Hmm. I think it's also like having more money or putting more money into something doesn't mean it's going to be better. And
No,
right
I think it
now,
means you actually have more rules because you have more people by committee who want to control it
that's a big part of
and
it.
please the most people possible to make the most money possible.
Right. But also, I think that people generally do better and are more creative when they have constraints. If you have no
Yeah,
limits
I
on what you
agree.
can do, how many people you can hire, the scope of your show, you can literally do whatever you want. It it's slop at the end because you're pulled in too many different directions.
Yeah.
Whereas if you have the limit, like you have a small budget, you can only hire so many people. You can only expand the scope of your story so much. You can only have so much length of time to tell your story. You end up really focusing on what matters and perfecting that and trying to make it work instead of trying to add more things to it.
Mhm.
Like adding more things doesn't make it better.
No, but I think putting rules, a few little rules on yourself does make you more creative.
Mm-hmm.
It makes you have to figure it out like a puzzle instead of just like, well, we can just like you end up doing things very plainly too when you don't have to think
Right.
about it. On that note, this is a very learn the rules so you can break the rules correctly, kind of
Mm-hmm.
thing. Which just because we mentioned our cousin Danny last time, something that her boyfriend said to me that I will never forget upon one of the first meetings. Actually, no, I'd already met him a couple times. We were in Pablo's house with Nadia. And we were our friend Nadia, Max's best friend Nadia, who's also my friend Nadia. Um, she asked him like, "Oh yeah, like what do you do? That's really cool. Whatever." Making kind conversation. He makes music, and he said something about like not learning. Or I asked about learning music theory because they were going to music school. Him and my cousin. That's where they met. And he said, "No, like I don't learn the rules because like um breaking it was something like that." He literally, oh my god, if I can only remember how he phrased it.
Right
He
after
said,
you said you'll
"Oh,
never
he said
forget
if
it.
I never learn the rules and I don't like then I can break them however I want or something like that."
Okay.
Something to that effect. And I said, "Isn't it know the rules so you can break them correctly, like intentionally?"
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "Nah, nah, if I never learn them then they never put me in a box." I'll never forget. That's what he said. That's how he phrased it. If he doesn't learn it, then they don't put him in a box. He's never going to be constrained to it. And that just, it stuck with me. That's
What's
all.
up? I'm Max. I'm 28, and I never learned how to fucking
Never
read.
learned how to fucking read. Um, no, it was a very interesting point of view. I never heard it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if he even meant to use that saying. Maybe he was literally talking about something else. But it was very interesting to me.
Yeah, personally, I'm in camp. Know the rules so that when you break them,
Yeah.
it makes sense and you can actually like break it with
I just think if
intention.
you're going, right, if you're going to do something, you should always do it intentionally
Mm-hmm.
when creating. Especially if you're in a creative thing, it should always be intentional. Like, yes, there's also this whole like I'm just like going based off instinct and feeling, sure, whatever. But when I don't know, I also just really think that things should be intentional, and you can still do that intentionally with like based off feeling or whatever.
Mm-hmm. I'm thinking about the limits conversation,
Okay,
like the constraints conversation,
I'm gonna reel that back in.
and I'm actually thinking now of the Marvel movies.
Okay,
Like the Phase One movies are
okay, let's
fantastic.
go.
Like the first Iron Man movie, the first Captain America movie, the
Yeah,
first Thor is not that great, but
sorry.
it's okay. Um, but all these movies, like they're very constrained. They're very, limited world,
The
limited number of
scope wasn't
characters. The
that
scope,
big.
yeah, the scope is very small. And then obviously you scale up, up, up until you get to Infinity
It's
War.
our moment.
K-pop Demon Hunters is,
We're gonna be golden.
I love that movie. But you get up to like you work your way up organically in the scale until Infinity War Endgame, and it's solid.
Infinity War and Endgame were great.
Hmm. But then after Infinity War and Endgame, I don't know. Like it's all the same writers, it's all the same directors, it's
There
all
was
the
just way
same.
too much going
It's all
on.
the same people in charge, but the scope, number one, got way too big. Like the universe is just too big. No one, no casual person is going to be keeping track of everything that happened in every MCU
We
movie,
stopped. We
every
watched a
MCU
few of the
show.
shows and
Yeah,
then we stopped.
it's too much.
It
I
is too
cannot keep
much.
track of all those things to know what happens in Thor 4 or Ant-Man 17, right?
Yeah, but now with the whole Loki thing also and all the different versions and him keeping the timelines, it's just like that was the moment
Yeah,
for
the
me
scope
where
is
I
too
was like,
big.
I can't.
Yeah,
My
it becomes
brain
impossible
is
to
lost
follow.
here.
And also they can bring back any
They can
character that
bring
they
back
want now.
anyone.
Um, but it's also because like Marvel was effectively an infinite money machine for a very long time.
And I'm a fan of Marvel.
Yeah, yeah, and a lot of it is still very good. But because it was an infinite money machine, the scope kept getting bigger, the budget kept getting bigger. They kept adding more and more animators, kept adding more and more, cinematographers, like more and more of all these different positions, and it became too big of a beast, I think, for them to handle and actually
Also,
drill
just
down
so
on what
many shows.
matters.
Like,
Yeah,
it's not the same writers writing every show. They each
no,
have different writers, and now we're getting into like there's a lot of things going on.
right.
Which actually I keep seeing clips from WandaVision on that note, and the concept is great. I like their little sitcom set.
Mm-hmm.
Loved it. And I loved like, the quirks and the like Vision says something she doesn't like, so it literally goes back, like rewinds, and he does it again differently. Love that. I love that they brought in Evan Peters as Quicksilver. That was great. But then the actual how that related back to the actual plot really did not make sense to me. She caused a weird vortex where she had everyone mind controlled to play a part so that she could live her little perfect life with
Mm-hmm.
Vision since he died.
Mm-hmm.
That I was a little bit like, I almost wish that there was a version of the show that was just the sitcom, and I don't know if it needed to have any consequences with the rest of the world.
Oh no, I
I think it should have just been
personally
its little like fun thing on the side, and
no, I think my favorite part of the show was like reality trying to make its way back in. Like,
yeah, yeah.
what's that guy, the FBI agent that
I
he
know. I was just thinking of him.
like him trying to
Jim
was it Jim?
something.
Well, him trying to break in to the sitcom and like try to rescue. I don't remember who was trapped, but like trying to rescue some of the people that were trapped.
Hmm.
Um, I think that was great, and I think it would have been great if it was actually just Wanda being crazy, trying to manipulate and mind control and do all that stuff. But it ended up being Agatha all
Agatha
along,
all along.
and I love her,
Hmm.
iconic character, all that stuff. I think that villain ending
I
of
don't even
making,
remember the ending. I'm not gonna lie. It's been a while.
yeah, from what I remember thinking at the time that making Agatha the actual reason that everything was happening was worse than just having Wanda be going off the deep end doing it herself.
On a separate note, thinking about it,
Hold on, didn't they
no,
make more stuff with Agatha?
they are making.
They are making. Okay, it
If
didn't
they
come out
haven't
yet.
yet, I don't know if it did.
I don't know
I
either.
don't know. I think it did. A while ago, I think it
We have
did.
not been keeping
We
up
did
with
not.
Marvel.
But for Elizabeth Olsen to get to play Wanda and get to do it with Avengers, right? And then to move on, and she gets to make Doctor Strange 2, a horror
She
movie.
was very
She
good
was
in that.
great. I love her. A horror movie where she gets to play a horror villain, kind of, and then to do this sitcom is like with that one character, she
Hmm.
really got to do a lot of things. And
Yeah.
that's actually very cool now that I'm thinking about it. But something really, I don't know, about the show, I really liked a lot of aspects, but I almost didn't feel like it just didn't
Hmm.
click.
People talk about like Marvel content being very formulaic.
Yeah.
That everything is kind of the same thing. The but there are quite a few things that are different, like how WandaVision is a weird sitcom.
Yeah, but Sam Raimi got to do Doctor Strange too.
Yeah, that one's a horror movie.
But that also was a weird thing. The way that ended, the CGI conversation, his third eye opening at the end of that
Yeah,
movie was insanity.
yes. But overall, the movie was very good because it was different. Well,
I
not
think
because
so
it was
too.
different.
No,
It
but
was
like
also just a good movie.
it was a
But
great
it
movie.
being different
Good
helped
movie.
a lot. Captain America: Winter Soldier.
Great.
It's a spy thriller. It's not like a standard formulaic Marvel movie. It's a spy thriller.
Okay.
Like there
Give me another.
are it
Ragnarok.
it being a comedy.
Thor Ragnarok was,
Fantastic.
yeah.
Also
Doing
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians, I really like the first
The first
one.
one is a comedy.
I'm a really big fan of Sean Gunn and James Gunn. I'm a very big fan of Sean Gunn. He is
Hmm.
so strange to me. I'm sure he's a normal, chill guy, but I also kind of wish he's not. Almost like Robert Pattinson. Like, I hope that he's like kind of a little weirdo.
Okay.
He's just, I was introduced to him through Guardians because he plays like a couple of different characters in what's it called? Because James Gunn directs and writes that. In Suicide Squad #2, he plays the Weasel,
Hmm.
which is great. Um, And then also, but he's very well known from Gilmore Girls. And I told you this before. The only reason that I want Max to even watch Gilmore Girls, because I think this makes it, worth watching a 6 season show, is that he comes in and he plays a random town guy on the first episode. He's like the mailman or something. Just a weirdo, like the town weirdo, and he is just doing this job. They liked him so much that they hired him again for the next episode, and he has a different random job. He's the random electrician, but it's the same guy. His name is Kirk. It's Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
He's just also the electrician. And then in the next episode, he's just also the dance teacher assistant. I don't even know if that's true, but he does every other job in town, and he's the town like lovable weirdo,
Mm-hmm.
and he's hilarious. And that alone makes me really like Sean Gunn.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm a very big fan of his. Just for that, I love it because like that's the guy who played Weasel.
Mm-hmm.
Weasel was so funny. Suicide Squad #2 was, I liked it a lot.
Yeah.
It really diverted like my expectations and the plot, because like 10 minutes in, they're all ambushing the
The
beach,
island, yeah.
and they're not even the main mission. And it's
No.
like the
And they
movie
all die.
restarts. Yeah,
Weasel drowns.
Weasel drowns immediately. Pete Davidson is in the beginning, and he's actually quite funny.
Mm-hmm.
And they just is a completely different thing after.
Yeah.
And it's great. And I loved
And
the
it's a
Polka Dot
comedy.
Man. John Cena is great as Peacekeeper there. Also, he's really
Mm-hmm.
great.
We watched the
Um,
first season of
a
Peacekeeper, but
while
not the
ago,
second.
I remember liking it. I
Yeah, it
remember
was
liking
funny. It was
him for
good.
sure. I loved Polka Dot Man though. Arnold Schwarzenegger being just a shark is also very funny.
It's not.
No,
It's not Schwarzenegger.
this is my thing, you guys. You have to listen to this. I when I lived in LA, I went on a date with this guy who worked at a really good agency, talent agency. And we're talking whatever, and he ended up being the assistant to a very big person supposedly. And he told me a story, and he was like, yeah, I like trying to name drop on me. And he said something about, yeah, Schwarzenegger. And I went, oh my God, I love Rocky.
So you always confuse
I
the
always
two.
confuse them.
Yo, Adrian.
No, because I literally, and I said it, he looked at me funny, and then he kept going, and then 5 minutes later I went,
You probably
oh
thought you were
my God,
either you were making a
he
bad
thinks
joke
I'm
or
an
you were
idiot.
fried.
I think
Yeah.
he thought I was an idiot because I didn't laugh at the
Mm.
joke myself. Um, but yeah, no, I think, and he's one of the only guys I've ever been on a date with who didn't ask me for a second date. And I
Because he
think
thinks you're an idiot.
I think part of it could be that, because you know what? If there was anything to perpetrate those like a confirmation bias of actresses being stupid, that was the one.
Yeah.
That was I lived those dreams out, and I got
And
to
you
give
just
that to
made the
him.
same mistake
And I made the same mistake.
with the same people.
And that's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's something about it. And I do love Rocky. I do love those movies.
Do you also love Predator?
Predator,
Schwarzenegger.
Terminator.
That too.
I didn't watch Predator.
You don't watch Predator?
No.
Okay, guess what we're watching
I don't
next?
think so. But I really like Patrick Schwarzenegger. I'm a White Lotus.
I
You
didn't
do.
watch it.
You would really like White Lotus. I think it's very good. So I keep doing that. Anyways, I think Sylvester Stallone as the shark is genius casting for no reason.
His voice just fits so well.
And it's great. He has 3 lines. I love it so much. The rat girl was interesting, but I did like it. I liked the rats. Sebastian, I think is his name. She just was like such a sweetie, and I think that it actually really needed that balance. Anyways, that's a really good movie that I really like.
I think that something that worked really well for it was that it used a lot of characters that never show up in most of the. Like, it's all these very obscure comic book characters that no one
right
who doesn't read the comics knows.
I
Like,
mean Harley Quinn though.
other than her.
And isn't Idris Elba the recast of Deathstroke? Is that what Will Smith did, or is it just a different
Deadshot. But no, I think it's a
character?
different.
Okay,
I think it's a different character. I don't think he's playing Deadshot.
I don't remember.
Deadshot is a popular character. Like, if you play the Batman video games and
Right.
stuff, he's a recurring person. But you have like your 5 or 6 villains, especially from Batman, that show up in every single
Everything.
movie, like Joker, Harley Quinn, Catwoman, Bane,
Riddler,
Riddler,
Penguin,
Penguin,
Ivy.
She doesn't show up that often. In the video games, she shows up more often than in the movies.
Okay.
Um, Mr. Freeze. Um, but then you get to like Suicide Squad, and they start using like Ratcatcher, Polka Dot Man.
Polka Dot Man was the best though. I really like that actor. And speaking of, we watched Dune, and I think he's really great in Dune. He's there for barely any of it, but he's very good, and I like him. And when I see him, I go, I like that freak. I like him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
don't
the
remember the character's
Harkonnens.
name.
He's the Harkonnens Mentat in
Yes,
the first one.
I don't remember the name. Also,
He's great
not
though.
to get back to the book versus movie.
Well, get back. It doesn't matter because we filmed 2 or 3 episodes, hours long each, of Dune comparing the books and the movie, and then we decided they were too boring to post.
Hmm.
If you guys still want to watch that supposedly boring by our standards episodes about Dune, like literally exclusively about Dune, the first 4 books, and then comparing it also to the movies and the Dune Prophecy TV show, let us know in the
Yeah,
comments.
we're
Because
literally just talking about Dune for the entire
we've been talking about Dune for 3 years
yeah.
because that's what started our whole book club, which is why we're even doing this podcast.
We were also wearing our blazers.
We were wearing our blazers that we planned to wear at one point for you guys.
Hmm.
In the bed is hard. We're hoping things get better for us and we can get chairs
Yeah, and the
and a
thing is, like,
setup
3 sizes too big for me.
on purpose.
Yeah, on purpose. But
Max
then we
liked it.
watched the recording, and it was like, oh, I was swallowed
Well,
up by it.
Max's jacket just went over his shoulders and ears in the back, like as if he's hanging on the hanger like little kids do in the movies. And mine just kept bunching up weird right here.
Mm.
I just felt like very like it's on me. Um,
Well, but back to Dune.
Back to Dune.
It's interesting because in the movies he plays a very very small role,
Yeah,
and in the books, if I remember correctly,
there
he's
are
another scheming character trying to get his own thing.
no small roles, small actors. There's a
There are definitely
line.
small actors.
No, there are no
Peter Dinklage.
small. There are no small roles, just small actors. Is the saying because a
You
lot of
didn't get
people.
my
I
joke?
got it.
Okay.
I love Peter Dinklage
I love him too.
because what's it called? It's a whole thing in drama school. A lot of people just want to be the star, and they think that being the star means you're the best. It means you're this. It means you're that. When I don't, it's not the case at all. And a lot of the smaller roles, like it's
Oh, I
not.
wasn't saying anything
No, no,
bad
no. I
about him. I
know,
was
I
just
know. I'm
comparing.
just saying because that's something to note. He plays such a small role, but he's so memorable and he's so good in it that like that's where it's at for me. I like that. That's all. I don't
Just
remember what
like how
he's
you
scheming in the
lived up to
show.
your role in
I did.
Scarebnb.
Scarebnb. Hashtag someone DM'd me on TikTok about Scarebnb, and I was like really freaked out. I was like, "How did you know about that?"
That's fun.
That
Well,
was
remember that
scary because
when we
that was
ran
8 years
into
ago, I think.
remember when we ran into uh
Oh my
at the Hard
god,
Rock, we ran into some high school friends
some
that we had
friends
not spoken to in
since high
years
school.
at at the casino
Yeah, yeah. It's we did speech and debate very competitively, very intensely, like competing nationally
in high
with
school.
also these two sisters, and their mom also was a
Well, we don't
like
need all the
involved
background. The
mom.
point
No,
is
no,
that
but
they
hold on,
okay.
involved family, and our mom was also involved. So this is like family friends at that point. Like a lot of like we hung out a lot. Okay, we ran into them, and they said something random to me about acting, and I was like, my posting on acting. When do I post about my acting? They're like, yeah, we saw you on Lifetime. We were going through the on Showtime TV, and we saw you in that movie. I don't know if they remembered Scarebnb. I think I said Scarebnb, and they went, yes. That had me so gagged. I was I could have peed my pants. It was so funny to me.
She pissed her pants.
Piss our pants. No, but it was so funny to me because I was like, that's something that happened 8 years ago, and I never talk about it. I don't.
But it keeps popping up
It's
randomly
recently it's popping up.
after like 7 years of no
Yeah.
one talking
No, but
about
it's
it.
like the most random. It's a random Lifetime movie. I'm in one scene. I still kept the prop.
Well,
Actually,
it shows that you killed that one scene.
I guess so.
They're
I
very
guess
memorable.
so. Yeah, it was ridiculous, and the cut. they never use the tapes that you like as the actor, unless I guess you're on a real movie, like a big one with like Emma Stone, and she says, I don't like that take, maybe. But for me, they used my worst takes. And so we saw that movie, and I went, oh, I hated it. My part, and wasn't very proud of that
But clearly,
performance.
the masses loved it.
But hey, 4 years later, four? Yeah, 4 years later, or 3 years later, I was in university in Savannah, a completely different state. Georgia, not Savannah. I know that Savannah is a city. And my professor was like, hey, there's a movie shooting in town and they need to, like, I would like to send you as an extra. And I was like, sure, whatever. Like, it's a job, I'll do it. Um, so I went, and while I'm there filming, the assistant director goes like this to me. And I was like, oh, I walk over and he was like, are you the girl from Scare B&B? And I was like, oh my God, yes, that's me. He goes, you're the one holding the missing girl poster, right? I was like, yes, I am. When I did that movie too, I came back to school. I was a senior. And I told our debate coach, who was my law teacher, also, I was telling him I was in a movie, like how cool. He was like, oh my God, that's amazing. What's your character's name? And I said, Neighbor. He laughed for like half an hour. He wouldn't let, like, he even brought it up in class again later. He wouldn't let it go. He was like, that's
It's
the
funny.
fun, like, that's so funny because it's your first role too, Neighbor. You don't even get a name. Anyway, so the assistant director was like, I know you. And I was like, you, I guess so. He really remembered me. Like, the thing is that they also, these Lifetime movies are so fast. They shoot for 2 weeks. And
Hmm.
then like 2 weeks later, they shoot another one. Like, they're really pumping out these
Yeah, they
quick,
have to.
right, thriller type like TV movies. It's a very fast process. Um, anyways, so we're chatting. It's so funny. He remembered everything, and then he was like, "You know what? We have a scene that we're shooting after this one, and the girl hasn't like said anything. She hasn't shown up yet. So stay, just in case." I was like, "Oh my God, yeah." He had me memorize lines during lunch break. I stayed the whole day. It was like so long. The girl ended up showing up, and very nice. We became friends. We follow each other on Instagram. But they still threw me in the scene as her counterpart. But you could tell in the scene that my character, girl number two, had lines. They took them out for the shooting because then it means they don't have to pay me like a certain extra bump. It's very on purpose so that they
Hmm.
don't have to do that. So instead, what they made me do, she says something to me. She goes, "Can you believe that she did that?" And I go, "Mm-hmm." And he goes, "I know. I mean, she's such a like, what a loser." And I go, "Mm." And then one more. I don't know what she says. Let's go. Let's get out of here. I went, mm-hmm.
That should count as a line.
They should count as lines, but I'm sitting there. I have a backpack on, a purple tank top, and she's talking to me. I go, and we leave. Anyways,
And you did not get the speaking money.
I did not get the speaking money, but I did get a little bit of extra money, anyways, for doing that scene. And the point also, I was waiting behind something for my cue, and the sound guy was there, and he looked at me and he went, I know you. And I was like, oh my God. And then the assistant director came up. He was like, yeah, you know her, right? Right? And the guy was like, yeah, I do. What do I? Was it in Miami? I was like, that's crazy. And then the assistant director was like, she's from Scare B&B, whatever. The point being, I guess I really did have a memorable little role because 3-4 years later, these two guys on set like remembered me from having shot probably 20 to 30 things a year
Hmm.
in between all that.
Yeah, they remember you from like 80 movies ago.
From 80 movies ago, from one day on set. One day. It was crazy. And then when our friends from high school literally said that to me, I was like, when did they watch it? They said recently. Why is that shit still playing on TV? With
I
how much
guess it
they're
did well.
pumping out,
Yeah,
why is that shit still playing on TV?
they play their best hits once a month.
That's crazy. But I just, anyways, I'm a really great actor.
Mm. If there are any famous directors
Watching our pod.
watching our podcast, you know exactly who to call.
Yeah, hell yeah. On that note, I did just get renewed as Purple Grape for another year. Thank you. I'm still employed. I'm still the Purple Grape. That is me. To switch gears on this conversation, we haven't talked about books in a while. Well, the book that we're reading, because we read Crown of Midnight, Sarah J.
We
Maas.
also read Throne of Glass.
We did read Throne of Glass. It's been a while. The
we
books are
read
right
we read
here.
both books.
I already have read Heir of Fire, and I'm reading Assassin's Blade.
Mm-hmm. I haven't been able to start Heir of Fire yet. I've just been doing other stuff.
Anyways, but Crown of Midnight we did just finish. We, as in Max, has caught up to me.
Mm-hmm.
Shall we?
I don't know what I wanted to say.
Okay, that's great. I remember Max was shocked that Naemia died.
Mm-hmm.
I was not. I knew it was coming.
I didn't expect her to die so early in this series. I expected her to die.
I agree with
No
that.
one ever dies in the second book
That's not
of like a
true.
5-book plus
Boromir.
series.
Well, it's not 5.
No, Boromir dies in the first book. If a major character dies, they always die in the first book or in the last book. They never die in the middle.
You know what though? I think there needs to be consequences to actions and stuff like that. Like some people have to die. I do agree that she could have maybe lasted longer, but I also think like you can't save things in books like that.
I
You
agree.
have to put everything in each book that you're writing, and then you keep like that's the thing about creativity. The more you do it, the more it comes.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't hold on to that. I think her death was good and impactful. I like that it made her turn on Kale. I mean, it makes sense that she's still like iffy about it, you
Well, I
know?
actually like that it made her become that like hard-hearted assassin
Hard heart.
that she's played up to be.
I agree with that.
Because I'm
It
gonna be
made her
honest, for her to
cruel.
be like the assassin, like
She's
you're
Aderlin's assassin.
right, she's the big bad of the country,
Yeah.
and she's not a bad person.
Yeah.
I
I agree
get
with that.
I get that like when you have a main character, you don't want the main character to be a piece of shit. Well,
Of
no,
course, of
sometimes
course.
you want
John
your main
Wick,
character
dude.
to be a piece of shit. Well, John Wick is still like a good
Yeah, but he's an
person.
assassin.
He's an assassin, but then we're following I keep wanting to say Kalena.
That's a weird one. We've been saying Cole instead of Kale because I can't get over Kale.
Mm-hmm,
Selena, I'm trying to still fix my own
right.
pronunciation in my head. So I was saying Selena because that's what makes sense.
Mm, no,
Kalena.
Kalena. So we've been following her POV for most of the first 2 books. You occasionally get a chapter from someone else's perspective, but it's like 95% from her perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like too nice, too not wanting to kill or hurt
I
people, too
agree.
and I'm like this is not a believable assassin to me.
Oh,
She's very talented. She's obviously very good at what she does. She's obviously a very good fighter, all that stuff, but like come on, an assassin who's not willing to kill people? What's going on?
it is. It is.
But then when Naemia dies,
She gets a
um,
little bit more cruel and crazy.
yeah, and that's what I want to see. Sometimes I like reading cruel characters.
Also, I'm still a little bit. I mean, I love Dorian. I'm a Dorian lover. Um, I don't know why she would ever choose Kale over Dorian personally, but they still have their moments of like, could could she be switching sides again to Dorian? And I always want her to. And I really like Dorian. I loved him in this book. He's struggling with his own little ice powers, and they're having their little escapades in the library.
Ice powers.
I'm sorry. No.
Did you just
What?
spoil something for
I
me?
couldn't have. He freezes Selena's
He
arm
just
when
has like raw magic. He doesn't freeze it like an ice.
no.
He freezes like telepathically,
Okay, okay,
telekinetically, like holding it.
okay. Then that's what it is, freezing. But
Yeah, he punches the wall and the whole thing like cracks and breaks. He can move things with his mind. It's not ice,
what did he move with his mind?
like a book or something.
Oh, book,
Yeah, it's not
book.
ice. He just has like,
Okay,
and
sorry. I
they
remember the word
hold on,
freeze.
and they literally said at the
What?
somewhere later on in the book, in the second book, because she's a little ahead of me in the second book, that he has like wild or raw magic. I don't remember the exact word that they
I'm sure,
use,
but
but
I'm
it's
sure
like
there's also something more
that
to
it's
it.
not a specific type or a specific spell. He just has pure magic.
We'll see.
That's what they say.
That's what they say. I remember the word freeze. I'm so sorry. So sorry to everyone involved. But
You should be.
oh, anyways. Also, Kale, you know what? Because in the moment it was really bothering me, but at the end of the day, I'm like, that's actually very good character work going on because like he loves or whatever Selena, the Adelin's assassin, the king's champion, and then literally he's like, she's killing someone. I At first I was really annoyed and pissed off, but at the end of the day, I'm like, that's actually very good. Like he is conflicted, and
Hmm.
he knew, but I don't know what's wrong with. But it's very funny, and you know what? It's almost more real. So now I'm more of like, that's funny and that's good. That this
Her
is his.
literal job
I like
description:
this. Literally, he's
kill
like, oh my
people.
god, she kills people.
They're both employed by the same boss, and that boss literally tells her to kill people.
No, I don't. Also, he picks her up
And he's
knowing she's
there.
the
Hold on, he's
assassin.
also there.
Yeah,
He's in the room
yeah,
when the king gives her the orders with like the
yeah.
name of who to kill.
He picked her up from Indovia, knowing she was an assassin.
Mm-hmm. But he'd never like seen her do anything. So when she finally does something in front of him, he's like shocked.
No, even then, she was bringing back the hands and the heads, and he was like, "Oh my god,
Yeah.
girl,
Well, it's also character work.
girl."
Like he was not a soldier first. He was a noble
We're
who
gonna have to talk
became
about this for a second.
the head of the royal guard, but he never actually saw
Why
combat.
is he the head of the royal guard? Why is he the
What are his
whatever?
qualifications?
He is a 22-year-old, bestie of Dorian who has never seen battle, had never killed someone until he killed Cain
Hmm.
at the end of book one. And I can't. I'm a little bit like, why?
Yeah, if you're gonna be the head of the royal guard, you
Why
should have
is he
killed
the
people before.
Yeah, he should have more experience. And like, I don't know. It kind of reminds me of in Dune Prophecy, Atreides. I forgot his
Hmm.
actual name. Is also like 25 and the swords master. And I'm like, why is he the swords master? He's 20 something right now.
Right.
Like, should I would like to see some qualification. I would like to see his resume, personally.
Hmm. And then
Um,
in the actual like Dune book and the movies, you have Gurney Halleck, who like was a soldier for many many
yeah,
years.
he's
He's an
like
old
50.
seasoned veteran. He's killed
Yeah,
many many people.
as it should be. So Kale is more of a question mark for me in that regard. I just like I would love to know like how this happened.
Hmm.
That's really where I'm at with that one. I also I'm telling you, I was on page like 130, and I was like, Selena's Aelin. You were
Yeah,
not.
it was actually a shock to me. I
I knew this was. I had a feeling. Big brain. Which also, then in book one, in the beginning, when Kale picks up Selena from Endovier, and he's with her and Dorian, and she says something, and he goes, "Your Highness," and she's like, "What?" And he goes, "Say Your Highness to him. He's the prince." And she like now looking back, I'm like, that's so good because she thought it was her.
did she?
Yes, she thought he knew.
I would
She
need
thought
to
he found
reread that.
out. And he goes, "Your Highness," and she goes, "Oh, gagged,
But you know what?
gagged."
She's great at keeping a secret.
I guess so. Because you know what? I started thinking this also when Nehemia says to her, like, there are rumors that Aelin Galanthius, whatever, is
Still alive?
still alive and recruiting an army. And Selena goes, However she answers, I was like, this bitch.
No, I remember
This
she
bitch.
said like that's impossible because she's dead.
However she answered, I just was like, stop it. Like, this is going to be you.
Also, her being half Fae or whatever she is was also a pretty good twist to me.
You think so?
It definitely got me.
Actually,
Although it is
also,
weird because
it got me too, that part.
it is weird though because she has like I don't know if it's instability or whatever. Like she's not able to control it. Number
The
one.
king has magic outlawed. Like, he
No,
put
I
a
understand.
spell
Yeah, but remember
on Adawan.
they cross over into the parallel
Another
dimension,
portal.
and she's like, I have all this magic, and she's apparently super mega powerful, like whatever, but she has no control over it.
Well, I mean, he's magic has not been in the land for 10 years. She has not had time to practice to do anything. How would she?
Don't
I
know.
doubt a 10-year-old was
I feel
trained.
like when it's something that was intrinsic that you're born with, think you should have a little bit
I
more
don't know if
control
this
over it.
ever happens like that in the other things. There's always training.
Who's her Uncle Ben?
Nehemia.
You're so right. Uncle Nehemia.
Uncle Nehemia. I really
But I'm
liked.
enjoying it.
Can I speak?
No?
I really liked Crown of Midnight. I liked it more than Throne of Glass. We won't talk about Heir of Fire yet. But that's what we're reading right now. Anything else?
No, I
I don't
think
know how long this has been.
probably a little too long, but it's okay. We'll still upload it, and people will hopefully still watch it.
I'll say one more thing. I want
Okay.
to shout out to my friend River. That's really it. I was speaking to River yesterday. I love that girl. She's one of my besties. And she brought up the pod and how it low key inspired her to get on to doing the same project that she's been planning with her own brother. And it means a lot to me. And it makes me want to do this more, even if we only have 14 of you guys. Hearts and kisses. Um, because even if it's just my friend too, like, I don't know, some people like it, some people find it inspirational or interesting or whatever. And it made me bother Max into doing this a little bit more.
I also want to say for the record that Goldie has a friend named River, a friend named Brooke.
Yeah,
You need another one with a water body name.
Brook is a water body.
Yeah. A
Water
brook is
body.
another name for a small
Okay.
river.
Um, I have another Brooklyn.
That's different.
Okay. Um, well,
You have a friend named Well?
no,
Because that would be a
that
body
would
of
that
water.
would have worked. I don't think I have another for
Okay.
that.
But we need to
Sorry.
be on the lookout.
On the lookout.
If any of you have a name that's related to a body of water,
I knew someone with a brother named Ocean.
that would be a third
That would be a
person.
third person. Ocean's not my friend. Ocean's like 8 years old.
Mm.
Also, I don't speak to his brother anymore.
Mm.
So sorry to Ocean.
You have a few steps there.
Yard.
On that note, we hope that you guys had a good time with us here on the lily pad.
On the lily pad.
Uh,
We'll probably, hopefully, get Max to record another episode tomorrow or something like that so we can have more content for you guys. We need content for our TikTok also. We were trying to get clips, and I'm going to be so for real with you guys. We're not editors, so we're having a hard time with that part. But on our TikTok, if there's things you want to see, let us know. I kind of just want to make videos with both of us doing like just something outside of the pod to get us more TikTok, whatever. But I don't know if you guys have any ideas of like what to do on that TikTok. Let us know. We're
mhm.
struggling on the TikToks. You can also follow me on TikTok, but I know most of you already do.
uh, yeah, we hope you guys enjoyed.
Yeah,
That's it for us today.
yeah,
Uh, Thanks for joining us on Riveting Conversations.
yeah.
Leap, laugh, love.
Leap, laugh, love, and we'll catch you on the lily pad. And we hope to see you next time. Hopefully, it's next week. And hop to it.